my name is Martin Laslett. I'm from Great Britain, from Birmingham. I come to Mallorca every year for 10 years maybe. I love to throw here. My favourite part of the throwing is this part, when the competition is over and it's maybe just me, Adam McLaughlin, my arch rival. Aleka has joined us here today, and the pressure is off, the sun is sinking, it's a bit cool, the wind is down, I love it. Well, when I was a little boy, when I was 6 years old, my parents moved house and I didn't know anybody in the street. All I knew was my pet dog, so I had a border collie dog, and I throwed a stick every day for the dog. So every day, he was my only friend when we moved house. And a few years later, we're walking in the park, and there's a grown man with a big wooden boomerang, and I said, "Hey, mister, can I have a go with your boomerang?" He said, "No, not for a skinny little kid like you." I said, "Hey, please, mister, can I try?" And of course, because of all of this for the dog, it worked perfectly, so I was really pleased. And then my mum got me a boomerang for Christmas, and in those days we didn't catch. It was a big wooden plywood boomerang. We didn't think of catching, or maybe it was a real event. If someone caught it, that was like, hey, and then I kind of grew up a bit and I forgot boomerangs. We went to visit Perth in West Australia, and I saw these rangs, hummingbirds in the shop, and it was my birthday, and I said to my wife, she was my girlfriend then, but when she got me a boomerang, I proposed. So, please get me one of these. And then brought one home from Australia, and I'd lost the technique. I had to go with my mother's bicycle to retrieve it every time, but eventually I worked out how it was going to fly, and then I did a lot of throwing with that one. I bumped into Jim Miller. He was a juggler, and he lived in my house. He had some plywood, and then we just went boomerang crazy. Boomerang games, making our own boomerangs out of plywood. Every night in the kitchen, on the chairs. Let's try this one, let's try this one. I was a school teacher by then. I made a lot of boomerangs. I sold them to the kids at school. We did lessons on boomerangs in the field all the time. Somebody said, "Hey, you should join the British Boomerang Society." So I goes to the British Boomerang Society. I meet Sean Slade. I only went to sell boomerangs, but of course my boomerangs were big and wooden. No one wanted to buy them, but I liked the throwing. And Sean Slade, come to Besançon. We're going to the European Championships. I went to Besançon. Everyone had three-bladed boomerangs. I thought, I've got one of those. Just one three-bladed boomerang. And so I was second last in Besançon. Only Martin Wickstrom had bigger, more wooden boomerangs than me. But then I went back and I worked on designs. I made this shape, which I now use all the time. I loved it. Jim Miller called it the Lazy Laz, because when I was using it he said I was being lazy because it was so easy. Well, I won't do it again, but I'm glad I did it. So when the wind is difficult, no one's having a good time. And I knew that every day for 3-4 weeks in Great Britain we had winds that would be unsuitable for throwing boomerangs in. And I didn't want everyone to come all the way to Great Britain and not have a tournament. So my opinion was, well, we just have to throw. But for some people, they would rather not throw. And I can't understand that, because I would rather throw a boomerang than not throw a boomerang every single time. I want to throw. I don't want to wait. It was in Besançon. It was my first proper tournament. It was the European Championships in, I think, 1997. And I sat next to Jonas Romblad, and he explained the process to me. So on the back of a serviette, a napkin, he drew the little diagram. He explained about the micro balloons, the carbon, unidirectional, and I was interested. I wanted to do it. I went home and found the materials and started. My first attempts were terrible. Actually, not too terrible. Then I started making them and giving them to the British throwers, and then when they were even good enough, I'd sometimes charge them. Adam became very excited about this, so he wanted to come and see. He came and visited for a weekend. I think he may have come for 2 weekends actually, and we go over the process again and again with Adam, which is funny because now his boomerangs are a much better finish. But a week later, I get a phone call on Saturday morning. Martin, it's stuck in the mold. What do I do? But of course, since then he's persevered, and we enjoy helping each other.
You still making them?
Sometimes.
Okay.
For me, the idea was with MTA, I didn't know how to tune, so I wanted to get the same boomerang again and again. So I wanted to capture the tune, and that's all part of understanding how the boomerang works. If you can't even make the same boomerang twice, then why keep making different boomerangs? Because even if you make the best boomerang, how are you going to make the same one again? So I had a chance to do a master's degree, and I managed to write up my thesis, and it was a mathematical simulation of boomerang trajectories. My design of the program was basic. I'm not a computer programmer, but it breaks the boomerang down into little sections that you can change and twist and tune, and then you throw the boomerang and see what happens. It was very difficult. Fortunately, my old physics lecturer had a copy of Boomerang Dynamics, Boomerang Flight Aerodynamics by Felix Hess. It's a very hard book to read. The first 100 pages are okay. They're about the history of boomerangs. Page 101 is just solid equations. So it was very difficult. I tried to read it, and in the end I just saw one piece that I could take. I think I can just use this. I don't need to know the rest. I can just use this for what I want to do. So it's based on his equations, and it's not perfect. I really want someone who's better at computer programming, who's better at mathematics, to do it again, to do it right. I would love that. But it is what it is, and I want to share what I have and for people to have it, and so now I put it on the internet for everyone to share. I was very lucky. I found Felix Hess's email, and normally if the word boomerang is in the email, it's straight in the bin. He doesn't want to hear. But I sent him photographs of my program, screenshots, and he said, normally I don't answer, but good luck to you. Also, I've sent him photographs of what I'm building in my attic at the moment, which is a wind tunnel. So the plan is in the wind tunnel, the boomerang is rotating on a metal axis, and it's spinning, and we have the airspeed of about 14 meters per second, and the rotation rate, I can make what I want. It all sits in gimbals so it can rock, and I want to measure balances on the boomerang and try that also. So when he saw those photographs, I think he thought I was serious or seriously mad. So he said, good luck, but I don't want to help you. But I think now in the boomerang scene, between us all, we have a lot of knowledge, but the boomerang scene is dying. So for me, what is important is to capture that knowledge, because one day, maybe in 100 years' time, somebody will go, hey, how do these things work? And they'll look back to the year 2000 and say, well, everybody was doing it then. What is written down? Because the websites will be gone. And, I think that'd be great to think of someone in the future finding all of our knowledge